So here we have a 2003 Nissan Xterra. Purchased this a year ago. And here we have our ASE Master Tree Shade Mechanic, Ricky, assisting me today with good old fuel injectors. I love you, Ricky. Thank you for helping me.
There's shade everywhere today.
It is a gloomy day. You know what's funny? There's all the big trees in every front house, except for this one. We got this little small tree with nothing. So we are starting with, what are we starting with, Ricky? Again, this is not a how-to video. This is just a vlog style video, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we gotta get out this intake first.
Intake. And then I'm gonna snap my fingers, and hopefully by the time I snap my fingers, the intake's off. So we have taken off the air intake, and then we took a couple of hoses and bolts and screws, and now where are we at? Uncle Ricky.
I'm trying to free this bitch up.
And it's called the plenum. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, plenum.
Plenum. Plenum. I want to say plenum. Plenum. I don't think I mentioned what we're trying to do today, actually.
You can just add that later, no?
I guess so, right?
Ooh, I think.
What do we got?
Because I think we might be able to get away with unbolting that from that, removing this instead of taking that giant nut off.
I see it.
Which might require us getting a new gasket for that, because that's a crushed gasket that goes underneath there.
Okay.
So let me see.
All right. So basically what I am is the wallet, and Ricky is the master tree shade mechanic. So far the thing that broke so far is just one hose, which we kind of figured. So we have one, and we know there's going to be more in the back. PVC pipe, right? Or what?
The
PVC
hose.
So I'm gonna go from there and see, and hopefully next time I'll snap my fingers, so this will be off, and we'll see if all goes smooth. Knock on engine. Uncle Ricky, we have the plenum out, and then we have a Chevy, nice little Chevy. So plenum is out. We covered. Something falls in, and now we're here. So now we see, again, if I haven't mentioned it, we're doing the fuel injectors. And while we're here, we are gonna go down and do the NOx sensor as well, just for the sake. So we have our three there, so 6. And then on top of that, we are gonna replace the fuel regulator on the back over here, which is this guy. And then the NOx sensor obviously is under here. And then that's basically where we're at next, and this is where we're at. So snap finger again, and I guess this is coming off next. Is that the goal? Yep. Okay. So right now what we plan on doing too right now is we disconnected all of the fuel injectors cabling. Uncle Ricky did. It's probably the hardest part, is taking off the damn clamps. So now we're going to remove that fuel regulator right there. So there's 2 Phillips on that side, and then the pressure just goes over there. The cabling, I'll take it out, and then we pull that out. And then we're going to replace that, but we're not going to remove the rail. So we're just going to replace this without removing the rail. But next, and then after that, we're going to replace the actual fuel injectors. And hopefully none of the screws get stripped, right?
Hopefully.
The family occasion.
Keep it down.
So we ended up here. How did we end up here, Uncle Ricky?
There's a hose we have to take off. It's attached to the coolant. So in order to make as least of a mess as possible, we have to drain the coolant first. And then do that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. One strong.
Dirty girl. This is where we're at still. We're trying to take the lower plenum. Am I saying that correctly?
Lower plenum, yeah.
Yep. So this is basically what the next thing we're going to remove, and then there's some of the back.
Remove the radiator cap, and you'll really see her go.
You want me to?
Yeah.
Ready? Let some air flow in.
Oh, it's probably already on the stove.
No, yeah, she's already done. Steady flow though, huh?
She has fun.
So I didn't even mention another thing we're doing while we're here, since this job's already here. We're gonna replace the NOx sensor. So this is the reason why we're going here. So we ended up taking out the fuel rail, and now we're gonna take the lower plenum, and then we're gonna replace the NOx sensor. Yes, we could do the relocation. Yes, we could do all that stuff, but California sucks. Damn, she's going, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of coolant in there. I think the whole system takes almost 3 gallons.
All right, hopefully by the time we come back, we're good again.
Yes, sir.
And we're here. So Uncle Ricky took off the inner plenum. He's now covering up the
intake ports.
Intake ports. Again, I'm not a mechanic. Uncle Ricky is. And I'm teaching me along the way. So there is the NOx sensor, which we're going to replace. So we emptied out the radiator coolant, which you saw previously. And reasoning for that is so we didn't have to take this guy off. So here is the inner. I'm gonna give this a little clean right now, just the bottom part. And now I'm gonna replace the NOx sensor. We have a good old Hitachi. Gonna replace it with that. And then from there, put it back in, replace the gaskets, and then finally do the fuel injectors.
Which was
the main originally was just a few injectors, but since we figured we were going to go in here already, just kind of continue.
We really had nothing better to do.
So, and the car hasn't been running because it has started finally having a rough drive. So I was like, let me just let it sit. So now we're here. NOx sensor got replaced, or it's going to. We have the new fuel pressure regulator in as well, Hitachi as well. And then next, we'll do the fuel injectors. So hopefully, when I snap my fingers, we'll see where we're at. So we are at the fuel injectors now, getting them removed. And as you could see,
Nasty.
they're dirty, dirty girls. So we're hoping and praying, most likely replacing these fuel injectors will solve that random misfire we're having with this. But yeah, they're pretty dirty. That's the second one coming out right now. First one's over here. Yep. So again, it's getting dark, so we're just gonna remove the injectors. Most likely call it a day. And then I need to snap my fingers, and it's gonna be a different day. So I'm just trying to clean this up. I'm waiting for parts to arrive, so I figured with this out, try to clean it up as much as I can using Purple Power degreaser with some Dawn dish soap, soaking a little bit of bucket. I'm not letting this sit because I know this could corrode it or eat away at it, so I'm not letting it sit. I'm letting it sit in the Dawn dish soap, and then using this as a cleaner, and then wiping off as I'm done. Let me see if I can get inside. Pretty black. Yeah, those are dirty. And then kind of started on this one first. You can see it's a little bit cleaner. This one is not yet. So this one's cleaner, this one's semi-clean, these are still not clean. But you could just tell. Nope. And outside, clean outside too, best I can. So we'll see. I think it came out pretty good. Let's see if I can get this. So now we have some child labor. If you need some free labor, just ask your son.
Put this back. We're almost done, boss. We just need to put the fuel injectors back in, and then we'll be on our way. Okay? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Thank you, sir.
There's a walk-in. There's a customer waiting. Need to know.
Where's the wheel?
Oh, where is the wheel? Oh man, I think I forgot to put that back in. I'll put it in right now. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're here on the second day. Totally forgot to record, but so far, what we've put back in, Uncle Ricky put back the inner, lower intake, plenum. Replaced hoses, clamps, etc. So next, right now, are the fuel injectors.
Should we put these grommets in so that they're ready to go?
Putting the seals back.
And they'll be ready to go.
And then that seal will go into the fuel rails inside here. And then what I was attempting to do was the fuel filter.
I still did it.
I still did it, but it was just leaking too much. I needed assistance. But this is where we're at. Day 2 of putting stuff back. Again, we've been replacing tubing, seals. Here is all the stuff I've been buying to get it back and operational. So we'll see how it goes.
So what is all this? I can't agree. So what is all this?
This is the engine bay full of engine parts.
We're back at it. Fuel injectors are in. The fuel rail is back in. NOx sensor has been replaced. The fuel regulator pressure regulator has been replaced. We are now just putting everything back in. The lower intake plenum is back in. Putting hoses, replacing all the old hoses as well. Now he's going to put the intake manifold, the top plenum back up and see how it goes. And then plus we're going to check, make sure there's no leaks as well. So we'll test gas and hopefully everything's okay. So Uncle Ricky, we last left off like maybe 60 days ago. Like what, 30 days ago?
Yeah.
So anyways, we were trying to fix it here, which it was going well. Then some issues arose. So then Uncle Ricky took the car
To a farm far away.
shotgun, take you to Outback. No, but in all seriousness, he did take the car with him home just to kind of fix some kinks and some leftover issues that we were having. But what we've done so far, from what I remember, is fuel injectors, the pressure regulator, which is back over there. All the fuel injectors were replaced. A lot of hosing valves, a lot of hoses that were old.
These vacuum lines are all new here.
Look at
You can see
that.
'em? Nice.
Oh my god, they look shiny.
This hose is brand new here.
Oh, we did the PC, what is it?
PCV valve.
PCV
which
valve.
is this guy here.
So we can replace that as well.
I
Replaced the intake because mine was ripped as well.
Yeah. And then I rewrapped some of these with new tape, as you can see, so they're not crumply
Look at that.
like they used to be.
Look at that.
I didn't get to do these guys here because I was like,
Nah, dude, that's more than enough.
this is all rewrapped here.
A lot of the back hoses were replaced as well that were for the radiator. I know one of the front main one.
I changed the power steering fluid because it seemed like it wanted to leak, and I changed it out, and it seems like it's drying out.
Okay.
So hopefully that means that the leak is at least sort of lowered. And then another thing, I stripped one of these bolts, so as you can see now, there's 5 brand new bolts.
They were gold. I wanted gold.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't care. That's funny. But yeah, so he took it home with him. We were dealing with a misfire code. Fuel injectors did fix that, but when someone put it back in, it pinched the seals and we were getting gas in the exhaust. Okay. And we were trying to figure out where the exhaust came from. So that's when So he did take it back home with him. The fuels, what is it? The seals, or the gasket seals?
Like the O-rings.
The O-rings, the grommets for the fuel injectors. When he put them in there, accidentally pinched them, so it was releasing fuel into the exhaust, which then at that point was running rough idle, and then white smoke with the smell of gas, obviously. But with that, it did clean the intake, didn't it?
They did. It cleaned it. They looked great. They look very clean. And so yeah, I cleaned this one right here because I don't know if I
One was the one that was
was
always giving
giving me a
issues.
misfire as well. So I took it out, cleaned it. I used your little attachments for the vacuums, and this one is cleaner than my nether regions. So this is the cleanest one now. The other guy did number 2, so number 2 might be really clean as well.
That's right. I forgot. All the spark plug sockets are filthy. Our thought process of Uncle Ricky is basically thinking that they power washed some time ago, and all the gunk sat and basically was seeping into where the sockets were at, not where where it sits, but the actual threads. So that has been an issue, but for the most part, it's not causing a random misfire. So you cleaned, what is it? Cylinder one or no, for the socket?
Spark plug one.
Spark
I guess
plug
we could
one.
say, yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that. I ended up buying a boroscope and then a little small vacuum hose so we could go into it and try to suck it out. Okay.
Yeah, so this one's really clean now.
That's funny.
Because that one was throwing the misfire, so I cleaned that one out.
And I know we released the radiator because we needed to change some. No, we needed to. Why did we empty out the radiator again?
That hose, that bypass hose, that's took back there.
We replaced that, and it was gonna spill out anyway. So okay, so we did that.
Yeah, we cleaned it.
And then that was basically it. But for the most part, it was trying to figure out to narrow down that random misfire.
Yeah.
And what I think it came down to ultimately was the fuel injectors, because you had to swap them and it actually fixed, but also cleaning spark plug 1 because that one was the code that kept coming up the most. We did get random misfires, but spark plug 1 actually kept showing, right?
Yeah, and then it would go multiple
after
that. But yeah, so
after that, I know you had to clean this guy, right?
Oh yeah, so the bell thing back here, the slime saucer thing.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, so what happened is somebody forgot to plug in that vacuum line back here. So it wasn't activating the EGR.
Well, there you go.
And so that was the issue. I did take it off and clean it anyways.
Just for the sake of it?
No,
you know what?
Well, I discovered it while I was cleaning it. So I took it out, cleaned it, and then when I was putting it back in, I was like, wait a minute.
But you know what, too, though? Yeah, I know that code came up, but you know what? We were just praying it wasn't a random misfire code or a code of misfire of any
because
cylinders.
then it's something else that we could be like, okay, let's fix it or replace it or whatever needs to be done.
But for the most part, he's been driving it about 120 miles more or more or less.
20 something I've got on there, so it's
no
ready
codes.
to pass the smog right now.
If I took it to get smog, it's good to go.
Yep.
But we're gonna hope it doesn't come up. We replaced the knock sensor too, just because we were kind of in there. We replaced the knock sensor. Yeah. Other than that, she's running good. Honestly, a lot better than when we first got her.
Yeah. So I adjusted the timing. So just however, if you feel it's nice, then we'll leave it. If you feel it's a little too aggressive, we could change it. We could move it down.
If that's I'm not mistaken, I think you showed me last time where it's this right, that bolt right there.
Just kind of swivel it a little bit,
and it could move.
And then you'll hear it audibly, go from like a to a like.
You know, let's go turn her on, because I don't hear the pop either in the exhaust at all. Oh, I don't hear the misfire. Dude, she's like not shaking at all anymore. Like a small hint, but like before she was like vibrating violently.
Yeah, I was kind of like trying to remember like what's normal and what isn't. But this is like compared to what it was. Before the hood used to do this, and I remember that, and I was like, that seems a little. But now it's like the hood is perfectly still. The engine is not moving in the engine bay.
Master shade tree mechanic or shade tree.
Shade tree.
But again, I want to thank you and appreciate you for taking the vehicle and working on her, and she's good as new for now. And we hope she stays that way. first vlog. Uncle Ricky, thank you. Love you. There goes our ladies and Noah. Papa, say hi. Okay. Well, that's this video for the Xterra. It took a lot longer than we expected, but she's done. She's done, and we're good to go. Bless you. Have a good one.
Ready for the fun stuff.
Her first trial.
Yeah.